everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name's Amy if you're just joining me now. Hi, if you are new, please go and click that subscribe button, and if you're returning and you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I have got hair oil in my hair, that is not grease, and I am going to wash it shortly, but I just thought let's just film the video. I've had it in my head for a little while and I thought you'll be seeing this on the second week of January. It's something that I've been thinking about for a long time. I've never actually spoken about it. I didn't really know how to word it. I don't actually know if this is even going to come across okay or anything really. So let's just have a chat. Go and grab yourselves a hot drink or a cold drink, whatever you want. Some snacks maybe as well. Happy New Year. I know ironically when you see the title you'll be thinking, why is she saying Happy New Year? But Happy New Year nonetheless. Happy 2024. I really hope this new year is going to bring us a lot of abundance, a lot of luck, prosperity, happiness, health, wealth, joy and everything else in between. The least negative video that you'll see, even though it seems negative from the title and from what I'm going to say, because yes, I don't like New Year. That is a fact. Why I don't like New Year, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to explain myself and just reassure you that if you don't like New Year, that's fine. You don't have to either. It's just a strange concept to me. I know it is physically the new year on January 1st, but I don't tend to celebrate. I just don't really like it. It's the solar or fiscal new year on January 1st. You then have the new lunar new year on February the 10th. You then also have spring equinox on March 20th, which is when I prefer to celebrate. I prefer to think of New Year and all the new cycles and everything coming to fruition, and a lot more of a joyful time is spring equinox to me. That's just me personally. I just enjoy it a lot more. I really like springtime. I like when it comes up to Easter. I like that the winter's gone, everything's kind of new and happy and sunny. It's just a lot nicer for me and it's a lot fresher. And I don't really know how to explain that feeling. I think because of the winter seasons and seasonal depression and things like that, I do just prefer spring. Everybody starts the new year not even hungover yet. They start the new year drunk, most people, and I don't really like that. I don't really buy into all that. I used to when I was younger. I really tried for many years to really fit in with the whole concept of New Year and how you have to celebrate and you have to have a good time, and the pressure is immense. The pressure is crazy, and if you're like me and you just don't conform to that anymore and you just see it as a normal day, you go to bed whenever you want. You could, like I did this year, I ordered a takeaway. Well, I had work, then I ordered a takeaway, and then I got into bed and watched Desperate Housewives. You just don't have to put that immense pressure on your shoulders. You don't have to celebrate when other people celebrate. You don't have to get drunk. You don't have to see the new year in like that. And that's not me being negative. If that's what you want to do, that's perfectly fine. But if it's not what you want to do and you're like me, then that's perfectly fine too. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just think the pressure to celebrate on New Year's Eve and the pressure that you have to have fun. Everything is more expensive. Everything is just what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to celebrate on that specific day. But why? I just don't understand why. And I saw this thing a few years ago, which is why I started winding down my celebrational kind of, you know, that you have to celebrate on that one day and you have to do all these things. And I know it links a lot to my personal anxiety and having anxiety in general, but the whole thing of like, you feel like clocks are ticking and time's going, and time is not necessarily running out, but it's just going, it's just intense, it's going quick. And that whole feeling of, oh my god, you know, I've got to do all this and it's a new year, and it's that pressure. And I know a lot of people do feel that pressure the same as I do, with the clocks ticking, and it's very intense and you just have to enjoy it. But I don't enjoy it. So am I then wrong for not enjoying it? Am I doing something wrong? I just make the day my own. It's my day at the end of the day, and you can celebrate any time. You can celebrate, and you should celebrate every day. You should treat yourself to something just because it's a Monday, or because you finished that project, or even because you didn't. It doesn't matter. It's just, you know, it's how you choose to make that day or that night your own. It's finding your own timeline, and it's just doing whatever you want to do. So like one of my friends actually pointed this out, and she put it on her Instagram story, and I'm stealing it because I think it's a really nice way to phrase kind of what I mean. She uses January as a buffer. So January to her is a buffer month, and she actually set up her business, which is thriving, in February because she felt like she wasn't ready for January, and she didn't really want to conform, like I don't want to conform with loving New Year and this whole like, oh, all your goals have to be set and everything has to start from that day, when yet everybody is literally still drunk. When it turns to January 1st, everybody's still out and they're still drunk. They're not even hungover yet, and then they spend the whole of that actual day hungover and in bed, and you're not achieving your goals when you're hungover and in bed, are you? So I don't know, I'm just trying to spin it so that people, if you agree with me, obviously if you don't, let me know, but it's just how I think, and I just think there's an immense pressure. So yeah, so one of my friends, she thinks of January as a buffer month, and she set up her business in February, and by this February it's going to be their first anniversary, if you like, their first birthday, and it's absolutely thriving, and she didn't conform. And I just think that's kind of the way I see it. Like, you can set a goal and you can reach a goal at any point. You find your own timeline, you set your own rules, and you achieve your own goals, and there shouldn't be this like timeline. There's just a goal. Because the thing is, if you feel like time's running out and you don't set that goal, then you're never really going to achieve it, because in that time's passing as we're living anyway. So if you set that goal today and you start today, or you set that goal next year and you start next year, that's a whole year that's gone. Do you see what I mean? So it doesn't really matter when you do it, as long as you're just doing it, as long as you're happy and you feel like you're achieving something. It's just my favourite saying is, it is what it is. Just start, just do it, just find, you know, start your business, start your YouTube channel, like whatever it is that you want to do, a career goal or anything, just start, just make a start. It doesn't matter if you achieve it now, next year, in 10 years. Time is just time, and it's going to pass you by regardless of what you do. So you can either sit and you can think about it and you can worry, or you can just do it and you can just get on with it, and you can make your life what it is, and you can be happy, and you can achieve things, and you can learn new things just for the sake of it. You can pick up hobbies just for the sake of it, make new friends. You can do all these things, and it doesn't matter that it's New Year. It's every day's a new day. So you might as well just start right now. Like, just start having fun with your life right now. With no pressure to set any goals or change anything. No pressure to get fit, no resolutions, and she just has fun with it. And that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I like to do. She thinks of it as like a starter month, and I really like that concept. Like, you can't change your life in one night. It's not even one night. It's like the tick of a clock. It's bong, and then it's midnight, and then it's January 1st, and oh my god, everyone goes crazy. You know, they're like, oh, I've got to start a diet now, they've got to get in the gym, they've got to lose weight, they've got to achieve all these massive goals that are unattainable because it's literally one day. They've got to start just everything. I just don't understand where this even came from, and I probably should have looked up the history behind it for this video, but I just find it mental that that's what makes people just go crazy, and they just have to start this whole new life and have a whole new, almost a whole new identity, just for the sake of it changing into a new year. I just find it so crazy, but that's just me personally. So yeah, You don't have to be this whole new person, and you don't have to celebrate, and you don't have to have it make you happy and be this whole big thing. You can just chill. You can just see it through. You can just think of it as a normal night, order a takeaway if you want, or cook at home, whatever. Or you can go out with your friends. Like, I'm not saying don't. I'm not saying don't celebrate. I'm not like this miserable person, but I just don't like it. I just don't. I'd rather sleep through it, to be honest with you. And that is because of the pressure. It's the pressure that society sets. It's the pressure that, you know, as soon as it turns to January, you have to be on this diet and you have to be achieving all these things and this whole new happy person. But you don't. You don't. You really don't. It's just a thing that people say. And like I've said before, if you have anxiety and seasonal depression or just general depression, I do think it feeds into that. And this whole unhealthy mindset that the pressure that's put on people is not nice. It's not nice, and it's hard to break out of that. But I would suggest that if this is you and you're listening to this or you're watching this and you're thinking, yeah, my God, like, I do feel so bad on New Year, and it is like this big pressure build up, and that you have to have fun and you have to spend all this money and be with these people that you don't even really like, or, you know, whatever. Just take yourself out of the equation. You don't have to sit at home, but you can if you want to, if that makes you feel better. And I do just think it is a pressure thing, and it's a pressure cooker feeling, and clocks ticking, and, you know, it mounts up. And just take yourself out of that equation if that's what you want to do, or go out if that's what you want to do. Like, it's whatever you feel. So I feel like it's harder to celebrate because of mental health things and things like that. I took myself out of that equation. It does feel like a weight's been lifted, and it does feel nice to just take yourself out of that situation and watch telly or whatever. Like, do what you choose to do. So like this New Year, for example, I picked up some overtime, I made some extra money, ordered a takeaway, and I watched Desperate Housewives and I went to bed. Like, that is what I wanted to do. And I've spoken to other friends as well. So obviously one of my friends said about it being a buffer month, and that was on their story on Instagram, and I just kind of picked that up and stole it, to be honest. But I just thought it's a really nice way to put it, and it is so true. And then I also spoke to one of my other friends, Vicky, and this is literally a quote from her. She said, "The feeling of the unknown, like a whole 365 days that we need to go through. I tend to think more about bad stuff than good on New Year's. It's strange." And that's true. Like, it does feel like that, the whole unknown, because it's a whole new year, and you're like, oh my God, I've got to start all over again, because that's what society kind of makes you feel like. You have to start all over again, and it's like this pressure, and it's a pressure cooker feeling. I feel like, you know, like where they put the frog in the pan, that's what I feel like about New Year. And that's not how I want to feel. I want to feel like that joy that everybody else seems to feel. But I do feel like it is a social media thing. And when they do like the recap of 2023 and everyone's like, oh, I had such an amazing year, and like all these amazing things happened. And yeah, they do. Like, good things do happen, but also bad things happen too. And when you have this pressure piled onto you on New Year's Eve and the whole New Year concept, you do tend to just think of the bad things, because that's your anxiety. It's your anxiety and that pressure that you're like, oh my God, I've got a whole 365 days, or even longer, I think, this year, because I think it's a longer year. But that whole pressure of, oh my God, I've got all these things that I've got to plan for the new year, and I've got all these things coming up. You don't see the joy, you just see the anxiety, and you just see the pressure, and you just feel the pressure. And I think it is strange, yeah, I agree, but I also think it is because of the way we're told to feel, and we should feel on New Year. So like for me, for example, like all the connotations with New Year, it stands all year. You have the whole year, and just reframe it in your mind. I have the whole year. I get this whole year to do whatever I want to do. to seek out all these amazing adventures and make all these new friends. I could change jobs tomorrow if I wanted to. I could move away tomorrow if I wanted to. I don't want to, but do you know what I mean? I could plan all these holidays. I could go traveling. I could just completely change career. If you've always wanted to be a singer, get singing lessons, get cooking lessons, like do things that you never would normally do. Pick up a hobby just for the sake of it. Society says that you should only have things that are making you money, but not necessarily. Sometimes people just paint for fun. People go on long walks for their mental health. Like all these things, just do stuff that you've always wanted to do, just because, not because it's New Year, because any day is a new year. It's your new year. Like whenever you want to turn a new leaf, start a new thing, you can do that at any point. Find your own timeline. You create your own timeline. And I just think it's so crazy that we are told when we have to celebrate. And if you're anything like me and you're stubborn like me, you don't like being told what to do. And I'll tell you a random example that's literally been over the last few days. I tried to watch that Fool Me Once on Netflix, and I am trying it again. But the point is, so many people told me how good it was and how that I had to watch it, that I didn't actually like it. I watched the first episode and I barely even paid attention to it. And it's because I've been told that it's so good and I have to enjoy it and I have to like it. And it's the same sort of thing with New Year. If you're stubborn like me, you don't like being told what to do. And it's the same feeling, and it's a silly example, but it's the same thing. So all the connotations with New Year, you can start the business, implement the ritual, you can join the gym, you can learn a new skill, you make the call, set the boundaries, break up with that boyfriend or girlfriend that's been awful for months and you don't see it going anywhere. You know, get a divorce if you want to get a divorce, start that new relationship. Just whatever it is that you want to do, date that person, start up running, give up things, you know, change jobs, careers, start therapy, like anything that you want to do. Don't feel stuck that you have to wait for a new year and you have to wait for when society says it's an appropriate time for you to do all these things. Just do it anyway. Break your rules, like do it anyway. Do whatever the hell you want to do. Make your own timeline, find your own timeline, and just do whatever the hell makes you happy. You don't have to be sucked into thinking New Year is the only time that you can start and do these things. You have the new year whenever the hell you want to have the new year, and celebrate every day, because every single day is new. Every single day you deserve cake. Every single day is your new day and your new year. So just do whatever the heck you want, okay? Because that's what I'm going to be doing. So yeah, I don't like New Year, and yeah, you don't have to, but I'm hoping this wasn't, and this didn't come across as negative in the slightest, because I didn't mean it to come across negative. I hope this has made you feel a little bit better. If you don't like New Year, or you didn't have a good New Year, or like me, you never have a good New Year. And yeah, Happy New Year, guys. On that note, I'm going to leave you. Comment down below your thoughts on this video. If there's anything you want to see on my channel, please do let me know. I'm still doing daily shorts, so please support me, because they do take time to create. And yeah, I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Love you all. Bye.